Hi, and welcome to Dramatic Knits. My name is Steve, also known as Dramatic Knits, and today is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. This is episode 360. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back one more episode, and if you're new, I hope you enjoyed this episode and you'll come back and visit with us in the future. So, it is Wednesday, it is my day off from work. Even though I don't really take days off, I usually go in after recording and pack orders and deal with administration, but I like that. I need motivation every day. So I don't like being lazy. I find like when I'm not working, I'm super lazy and gaining a lot of weight during this quarantine. I shouldn't say gaining a lot of weight. My poundage is not really going up, but the body is showing proof of that. So anyway, I don't know. Honestly, today I was kind of like, meh, recording. I don't have much to show you. Then I contemplated changing recording schedule to just doing whenever and only, recording when I have finished progress to show you. But I feel like if I don't keep a schedule, things can easily go by the wayside, and I don't want that for Dramatic Knits. So here we are, and I'm sure I'll find my gravitas as we record. So the past 2 weeks have been just hot and very humid here in central Illinois. We have been in the mid-90s, lower to mid-90s for the past 2 weeks. We've had a couple cooler days, but it's still humid. We finally got some rain yesterday, which was good, because, our lawns were dying, even though we were getting a lot of weeds and stuff. So I was able to mow the front yard this morning. And other than that, just really hunkering down, staying home. We're going to change that up here this weekend. We're going up to Michigan for a trunk show, which I'll talk about towards the end of the show. But other than that, any potential shows we had scheduled out for the rest of this year have officially canceled. The only thing left in the books, fingers crossed, is the Knitting at the Estate retreat, which we host. And this year, it unfortunately had to be pushed back from September to the end of November. And we're hoping that by that point, things will have a better turnout in the world than what's going on right now. However, there is always the chance that we will have to cancel as well. And we have made sure that everyone signed and agreed to the cancellation policy when they signed up. So let's just get into what's going on this week. So what's taking a bow? I have no finished objects. And I think that's part of my conundrum with being home so much, is that I'm not crafting as much as when we travel. I have a lot of travel time in the van and at shows and in the hotel at night, and I get a lot more knitting done. And I feel like I spin for 15 minutes a day. I do my cross stitch for about 15 minutes a day, and then I get maybe an hour's worth of knitting, and it just isn't showing any progress compared to what I normally get on the road. So that's part of my conundrum. I'm sorry. I totally slept in and slept 10 hours last night and slept until 9 o'clock. And I don't know why I'm yawning. So what's performing this episode? The same three things you saw last episode, but I have made progress on everything. First up is my So Basic sweater by Maxim Cyr. I'm using Leading Men Fiber Arts Soliloquy, which is 100% superwash Blueface Leicester wool. And I have my two skeins in my yarn pouches, which I believe my sister got these updated this morning. We got a new batch of yarn pouches in the shop if you're interested. And I'm working on the second sleeve. I am 15 of 24 repeats done, and then I had to do another, I think, 4 inches on the first sleeve. So no promises it's going to be done next episode, that's for sure. But we'll see. So there's the second sleeve right now. I am magic looping. I'm sorry. And I'm using the helical method of knitting. And this is the first time I am doing that. I am knitting somewhere around the 50-inch bust. But I did shorten the body and the sleeves quite a bit. because I'm thicker in the middle and I'm short on top. I'm just short in general. So that's knit using sizes 3 for the ribbing and 4 for the body. That's US. So that's going. And then my socks on the needles are my Building Blocks socks by Knit Picks Felici, and I am using, here's the second skein. I'm almost done with the first sock. I am using Leading Bed Fiber Arts. I'm really sorry. I also did not have coffee this morning. I thought about making coffee to drink while I was recording, and then I realized I took my creamer to work, and I didn't want to put milk in my coffee. I don't know. Anyway, I'm using Leading Bed Fiber Arts Intermission in Saffron for the cuffs, heels, and toes. I just finished the foot on the first sock the other night. So there is my afterthought line for the heel. And then I got to put the toe in. And then there we go. That's all she wrote, folks. That's knit on a size 1 US 2.25 millimeter needle. And last but not least, I'm working on the Peeping Cowl by Joji Locatelli. I'm using 4 colors of Quince & Company Finch. And I have not incorporated the 4th color yet. This is Smoke. The orange copper color is Fox. The blue is Bird's Egg. And the light gray is Iceland. So I found a better cable needle, so this has been going. I was just starting the cabling section last time. So not a whole lot of progress. But there you go. I mean, this could be a cowl by itself, and it's not even near halfway done. So it's a very long cowl. This is a non-superwash wool. Yep, 100% American wool. So that's it. And that's being knit on a size 2.5 US 3 millimeter needle. I am so sorry. It's not you, it's me. Really, it's me. Maybe more Diet Mountain Dew caffeine. What's in rehearsal? Nothing in the foreseeable future until I get some progress done. Spinning, I am spinning some Prairie Shepherd's Merino top in the early morning colorway. And I finished the first 4 ounces. It was an 8-ounce braid. And here it is on my Acreworks bobbins. So, see if you can see there. Of course, nothing really wants to focus. Focus. Trying to tap on the screen to get it to focus, but it's just focusing. Anyway, so you can kind of see, it's just all marled in there. So I'm working on the second 4 ounces. Considered chain plying for a while, but I think I went back to doing a 2-ply fractal spin. If I remember correctly, I took the I took the whole 8-ounce braid, folded it in half, and split it. So I had 2 4-ounce equal sections. And then I took the first half and I split it down the middle, and that was that. And then I took the second 4 ounces and I did 3-fold on it, split those into 3 sections, and then split those in half. And then I mixed up the sections. So I believe that's what I did to try to get as decent of a fractal spin as I could. So that's going. It's going to be a while, but 15 minutes a day adds up just slowly. All right, what am I watching and reading? No books to talk about, though I do have a book giveaway for you here in just a little bit. We finished watching Shameless Season 2. I know there's like 9 seasons out, if not going to be 10. But that's kind of like our, when we can't think of anything, we put that on. So slow but steady. It's not really one that we focus on. So we did finish Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. I enjoyed it. I hope that they continue to do it and bring awareness. I wish that it continues on so that maybe we can see some evidence. Like in the old series, they would come back and, let you know how things were looking and if there was progress made. There is one episode completely subtitled in French. Well, subtitled in American, it's spoken in French. It's a very interesting story. However, I could not knit on the peeping cowl while I was watching that. We had to save that for a different night, and I was knitting on a swatch for the shop while I could read the subtitles. So during dinner, we always like a little light-hearted short episode, maybe competition or a comedy. We finished watching The Big Flower Fight, which is on Netflix. It is akin to the Great British Baking Show, but it is basically making very large-scale flower sculptures. I thought it was good. I doubt that they will come out with a season 2. I don't think it was grandiose enough. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like there was a lot of issues with it. And my biggest thing with these competitions, especially like artistry ones, is the timing. And I understand that, the more time you give them, the more production time it takes, this and that and the other. But, they were giving them 15, 16 hours to do these massive sculptures. And I'm like, wow, I wonder what it would look like if you gave them a week. And that they didn't have to fight over the amount of flowers that went into each project and plants. I mean, I'm sure it was not a cheap show to produce. But it would be really nice to see, okay, if they came back in a week, if they gave them a whole week to do something, and they didn't have to fight over which flowers they got to use over the limited quantities, what could really become of these pieces of art? So, but they are half-hour episodes. They're pretty good. There's 8 of them, I think, so quick series to get through. Did finish last night watching Supernatural Season 7, so I'm officially over halfway through my Supernatural adventure. I started the 15-season run of Supernatural at the start of the pandemic and quarantine, and I am slowly but surely making my way through it. It is a great knitting show because I do not have to actually watch it intently, and you don't need to invest a lot of your time and energy and focus into it, so... And then movies. Andy and I watched 2 movies, both on Netflix. Last weekend, we watched The Old Guard, which had just premiered, and that stars Charlize Theron. I don't think you would really recognize many other names in the movie. It seemed of a lower budget film, but I thought it was very good, and they definitely led you to believe that it was going to have future movies associated with it. Basically, it's about an army of 4 who are immortals, and a new recruit is kind of coming into the game, and it's not like it's not very supernaturally, like it's not vampires and werewolves. It's just that these people can't die, and that they are pretty much warriors for the world. And I thought it was actually really good, so I would give it about 4 stars. And then this past weekend, Andy and I watched Lovebirds, which again premiered on Netflix several weeks ago. I believe it was supposed to come out in theaters. Obviously, with the pandemic, they probably reevaluated that. I do not know the actors' names, but it has the guy who's going to be in the new superhero movies, and he got all built up. He's of Middle Eastern descent. He was in Silicon Valley, I think, because Andy watched that. I don't know, but it was very good. Very funny, not an original story by any means. Pretty much this quarreling couple is at wit's end, and they're going to a party for couples, and all of a sudden they accidentally hit a biker. The biker gets up and runs away, and some other guy says he's a cop and steals their car to chase after them. Needless to say, he's not a cop. Murder happens, and they decide to try to run and figure out what is happening rather than, just going to the police. It's very funny. The 2 main characters play off of each other seamlessly. Definitely would give it 4.5 stars on that. All right, let's talk stash enhancement. very quickly because I got none. Sorry. Actually, I took home some skeins of yarn from work, but I'm not going to pull them out and show you because they were one-offs. All right, we have a book giveaway. To enter for this, you need to leave a comment in the Ravelry thread for episode 360 and just say something about the book, the title, the author, that you'd like to read it. I don't really care. I will randomly pick a winner that has a comment related to the book to win it, and I will ship it to you. I started reading this. I have a whole bookshelf full of books upstairs, and I told Andy to pick one for me, and he picked the one book I really did not want to read. I read about 50 pages of it, and I just said, life is too short. I've read most of his other books, if not all of them. This is Mirror, Mirror by Gregory Maguire. He is known as the author of Wicked and Son of a Witch. Both I read years ago, and I enjoyed for the most part. It is what the musical Wicked is based off of, is the book Wicked. He then ran with that genre of taking fairy tale characters and writing stories from different points of view or kind of giving a different take on it. So I read one called The Ugly Stepsister. I listened to that one. I enjoyed it, I think, because I listened to it and I didn't have to read it and read all the names. I did read one called Lost. I did not care for that one. And that might have been it. I can't remember. Anyway, I just could not get into this. This one is based off of Snow White. Yeah, that's all that they have listed as his other books. This one's based off of Snow White, obviously, and it is set, it starts at the beginning of the 14th century, so 1502. And, yeah, I couldn't. So I'm not saying it's bad. He obviously has accolades. I've liked some of his work in the past. But I just don't want it sitting on my shelf anymore, and I'd like to give it to somebody who would like to read it. So if you're interested in reading Mirror, Mirror, and they always do these fun book jackets with his books. You can kind of open it up and see more to the story. Then leave a comment on our Ravelry group in the thread for episode 360. All right, our giveaway this week, I just remembered I was supposed to do a different giveaway, but we'll save that for next episode. We were generously gifted something. But our giveaway this week is 2 skeins of Debbie Bliss Baby Cashmerino in color 340078. It's a fun magenta. So these are both 50 grams with 125 meters. They are 55% wool, 33% acrylic, 12% cashmere. So if you would like to win these, please leave a comment on our YouTube video with the answer to this question. If you could try out any job for 1 week, just 1 week, what job would you choose to try? So, I thought that was an interesting question, and you need to leave a comment, your answer to that question on our YouTube video. And I did put the question, I don't put all the show notes in the drop-down menu, but the question is there. So if you need to refer back to it, it is typed out in the drop-down menu on YouTube. I have started leaving comments for people who have won. The last 3 episodes, we have not had anybody claim their YouTube winnings. So I was like, well, maybe if I just directly comment on them, they will know to get a hold of me. So speaking of which, last episode's giveaway was 6 skeins of pink Angora yarn in a Ziploc bag for its reasons of Angora likes to fly away. And so the prompt last episode was, what's something you really resent paying for? And there was a lot of answers that I never even knew about or thought about. You know, somebody was talking about, I resent paying for an extra tea bag at a restaurant when I want a second cup of tea, but the coffee has free refills. It's a good point. But the winner of this was Denise White, who I know and work with. She organizes our charity knit along for the Knitting at the Estate retreat. And Denise said, thanks for another fun episode. I would think you could cut out one of the squares in the granny blanket, carefully make a new square, and then just crochet it in using the same method you were using. I probably could. Another person said to make a patch essentially and put over that, which I may do. But again, I'm lazy and I'm like, I'm done with that blanket. So unless it's going to cause some severe issues, but she said, my apartment was sold last year and we can only pay rent online. I get charged $3 every month, used to be $5, to pay online, and bugs the crap out of me that I have to pay every month when there isn't any other option. Yeah, those hidden fees are ridiculous. Like, just roll it in. Whatever. Yeah, like my sister has to pay in person for hers, but not like she has to go to a bank and pay. It's the bank that her landlord uses, but she has to go in during the bank hours. So sometimes she has to leave work early to make sure that she can drive and get back to the bank in time. So, all right. Last episode, I was giving away the book that I finished called 10th Anniversary by James Patterson and his ghostwriter, Maxine Pietro. Because the way he churns out books, he doesn't write. He just puts his name on things. And the winner of that from last episode's thread on Ravelry was number 8, and that's Love Africa. That's Barb from Michigan. So congratulations, Barb. I have replied to your comment on Ravelry, which I don't think I have, but I will when this is over, so that you direct message me with your address, and I will get that out in the mail to you. We want to remind you to enter everything you finish in the month of July into our July 2020 Race to the Finished Object contest. Everything that you finish in a certain month can be posted as a separate post in that month, and that gets you an entry into our drawing. We always have a physical prize to give away, and usually we have a featured designer. This month, our featured designer is Shayna Cohen of Shayna Lines Designs. This is her last month being featured with us. She's been with us the last 6 months. We are looking for a new featured designer, so if you are interested, please get in contact with us. You can direct message me at Dramatic Knits on Ravelry, and all it requires of you is to donate a pattern each month, and maybe do a coupon code or something like that. We will host a knit along for your patterns during your time as a featured designer as well. So we have our Shayna Lines Designs knit along going on for another couple of days. Anything you finished from February to 1st through July 31st of Shayna's designs. It can be any one of her patterns. You can do multiple of the same pattern. You can do multiple of different patterns, but each FO gets you a drawing into the thread, so you post it as a separate entry. There is a coupon code good until July 31st. The word dramatic, all lowercase, gets you 20% off of all of her patterns until the end of the month. And when I record next time, we will do the grand prize drawing of the finish of the knit along. So there's that. All right, moving into center stage, all things Leading Men Fiber Arts. I did promise this was going to be a short episode, and I did not lie. Excuse me 1 second while I get the new colorway. But before I show you the new colorway, I totally skipped over my cross stitch. So I even pulled it out of its Q-snap because I had to move it on the Q-snap because I finished page 3. So this is my current cross stitch that I'm working on. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs called One for Sorrow, artwork by Stephanie Pumoon Law. And here is what it will look like when it is finished. So I am using 2/1 half stitch on 25 count easy count fabric. This was purchased as a material pack from Haid, which is Heaven and Earth Designs. And you can see there I have started on page 4. So it is going. Felt good to make some progress. All right. Our new colorway for August. I forgot the swatch at the studio and I forgot a skein at the studio, but I do have the leftovers of the swatch balled up. We went with a brand new dye technique this month, and it's more of a hand painted with speckles. And it is bright and it is vibrant and it is colorful, and it really reminds me of Rio, and specifically the Carnival at Rio de Janeiro. So we're calling this Carnival. And it has longer runs of turquoise and a hyacinth purple and a magenta and a sour apple with some undyed spots, and then it has some speckling of like a Caribbean blue and an amethyst on top of it. So stay tuned to Facebook, Ravelry, and Instagram to see what this looks like knit up. It is very much a variegated, something different from our normal lineup, and we have not decided what the contrasting color is going to be for the sock sets yet. So we're thinking some sort of yellowy gold. It really speaks to the colors of the images that we were looking at of the Carnival in Rio. So pre-orders for that will go up in the shop on August 1st at 10 a.m. and they will remain open through August 8th. You will be able to order it on any one of our yarn bases and order as much as you want. We will also have sock sets as well as Project Brag pre-orders from our friend Anne at the Silver Shed USA. She custom prints the fabric of our beauty shots and our knitted swatches to make us project bags every month. I will tell you that the project bags do take an additional week to 2 weeks. So you may not get it till we just shipped out project bags from July this week. So we don't send in the order till the end of the pre-orders, which is the 8th. And then it could take her up to a week and a half to print it, sew them, get them back to us. So it just takes some time. All right, Knitting at the Estate 2020 is still scheduled for November. Right now, the way things are going, if we hold it phase 4, we may need to I need to talk with the venue as to what they're doing still and everything. But if they're holding at phase 4 in Illinois, we will not be able to have gatherings larger than 50 unless the gathering is 50% under the capacity that the venue can hold. So right now we're over 50, so we're just going to kind of play it by ear. Some people are canceling due to health concerns and things like that, which is totally understandable. We do have 1 single spot still available, 1 double spot, and 13 offsite spots. However, if we need to get the retreat down, we may ask people, if you're concerned, we need to know that so that we can give you your full refund. And if we can get the numbers down, then we might still be able to have the retreat with a smaller number. We may then cancel one of our teachers and only have 1 teacher. Things that I've been tossing around in my mind to try to keep the retreat going without having to cancel the whole thing. Needless to say, if we still try to keep going and we do not cancel by August 15th, officially, I don't like to cancel that early. We will at least do a goodie bag, like a retreat in a bag for our attendees. We do have our Cast of Characters Mini Skein Yarn Club going out. We're shipping out the last of July's shipment this week. So signups are available at leadingmenfiberarts.com. We are also excited to offer a collaboration with Katrinkles out of Rhode Island. They do amazing laser cut tools and notions and things like that, mostly on wood, some acrylic, and they have a stitch marker set of the month that they do that we subscribe to as a wholesaler for them now. And we decided to offer that subscription to our Cast of Characters Club members, and so you can opt in. If you're already a Cast of Character Club member, I've emailed you. All we need is an email stating that you want to opt in. If you are signing up for Cast of Characters, it is now in the sign-up form if you would like to get that as well. It is an additional $12 per month, but the nice thing is because we offer free shipping on your Mini Skein Club membership, and this is really no added weight. It is very, very light. We will do the free shipping on the stitch markers as well. So those are going Unfortunately, since this is after the 17th, any new subscriptions will start in August. If you want your Katrinkles thing, I need to know by July 25th. On July 26th, I will be emailing them numbers for August. I have to email them by the last week of the month to make sure that I have them for shipments for the next month, if that makes sense. All right, the Summer Gnome Mystery Knit-Along sets, hosted by Imagine Landscapes, who is Sarah Shearer out of Canada. Those are selling like hotcakes. Boy, we have been twisting so many minis. I should say Amanda and mostly Andy by hand. I've done some, but packaging and shipping, I've been doing all of the shipping. You guys have blown us out of the water with this, and I know that we were the yarn used, so we were super excited. We are going to be closing down those orders this weekend. So we have a limited number of the 4 sets that were not the original that I'm going to adjust those numbers, and once those are gone, those are gone. We will keep the beach house opening through the end of the week so that anybody who wants one can get one, and we can make sure that it's dyed up and shipped out to you with time to get to you before the start of the knit-along if you are in the continental US. If you are international, I can't guarantee that. I'm not the post office. All right, we have 2 knit-alongs going on in the Leading Men Fiber Arts group. The first one is the Bead Kerchief or Bead Kerloop knit-along. Those patterns are both by Laura Nelkin. We have a $50 grand prize, as well as 6 kits donated by Laura Nelkin as runner-up prizes. That goes until the end of this month. Then we have the Jelly Bean Row knit-along. This is published via Notions magazine online and is designed by our friend Lori Wagner. So we have, again, a $50 grand prize. We have a second prize of a 2-month subscription to Notions, a third prize of I believe an ebook, a fourth prize, I think there's some patterns, and then Lori's donated a pattern or 2. So lots of prizes in these upcoming knit-alongs. Jelly Bean Row goes until the end of August. There are coupon codes in both those appropriate threads in the Leading Men Fiber Arts group if you would like to get some yarn for those and you'd like a little bit of a discount. All right, upcoming events. We have a trunk show this weekend at Plum Tree Yarn Shop in Milan, Michigan, and I had to think about it because it's not Milan. It's spelled like Milan, but it is not Milan. It's Milan, and that is July 25th. We will be there from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Masks are required. I will say that again. Masks are required. This is per the shop and per us. So we will be wearing masks, the staff will be wearing masks, and if you like to show up, you will be wearing a mask as well. So we will be bringing a good variety of our yarn bases with us, as well as kits and gradients. We're redoing the shelving in the studio, and I'm trying to get to travel racks on wheels, which this is going to be our first time loading the van and seeing how much we can fit in the van on wheels. But it should make our life hopefully a lot easier to, 1, travel with the show, but 2, also to have visible stock in the studio so that hopefully in the near future we can open up our studio to studio hours as well. Like I said, everything else this year has been canceled via festivals and shows. We are very much open to traveling within the Midwest to yarn stores to do in-person trunk shows. So if your yarn store is doing a good job of representing their customers and being safe, please feel free to pass along our information to them and to contact us. They can check out our website at leadingmenfiberarts.com and shoot us an email, and we'd love to schedule something with them. We also do have free domestic shipping until August 15th in our shop for any order over $10. That ends on August 15th, so shipping will be re-enabled on August 16th. Our annual birthday sale will be on August 24th and 25th, and that will be a 30% off everything in the shop for those 2 days. So we're excited for that. seeing as our online shop will have way more inventory than it has ever had before because we are on our new website and all of our inventory is on the website rather than just a small portion like it had been in previous years. So, other than that, I hope you stay safe over the next 2 weeks. I hope you have an amazing 2 weeks and that you are having some awesome crafting time. And until I see you in 2 weeks or so, I hope you make something dramatic.